Liz Clark and her fiancé are millennials on the move.
One of the things I liked about here is
looking to buy their first house in the Greater Toronto area. But their search for that dream starter home has fast become a nightmare.
It's pretty terrible. I think it's pretty sad that at the age of 30 and 31 that we're having as hard of a time to find a house.
For many years, first-time homebuyers who couldn't afford big city prices looked to the suburbs. Communities like Milton, an hour's drive from Toronto. Not long ago, this was Canada's fastest-growing municipality. But these days, for many, including Clark, even Milton is out of reach.
Yeah, it's a lot more than you kind of anticipate, for sure.
Now, housing prices, even here in Milton, have gone sky high. The price of an average single-family home here is now nearly $900,000. Still a bargain compared to the nearly $2 million you'll be forced to pay in downtown Toronto.
We're seeing now house prices are appreciating more and more every year.
Those soaring prices have made housing a key election issue. But some of the proposed solutions could make a bad situation worse by increasing debt and demand.
This is just going to make house prices even more expensive.
The Liberals are promising to increase loans for some first-time homebuyers, up to 10% of the purchase price. The Conservatives want to review the mortgage stress test, which forces buyers to show they could still afford their mortgage if interest rates rise. Both the Tories and the NDP also want to raise the amortization period to 30 years. That would lower monthly payments, but analysts worry it could also increase debt and housing prices.
It's one of the biggest risks in our economy that everyone is very, very highly indebted. The other reason it's a bad policy is it actually fuels demand and pushes prices up. So actually you're not that much better off if house prices start going up 10% a year.
He says instead of increasing demand, parties should focus on supply. Last year in Canada, 37,000 new apartments were built, but demand increased by 50,000. And speaking of supply, the Liberals are promising to build 100,000 new affordable homes over the next 10 years. The NDP want to increase that number to 500,000 homes. A massive undertaking, Donna, but in both cases, they're short on details in terms of exactly how they plan to make that happen.
Lots of ideas, Jeff, but not a lot of detail. Is there any single idea that any of the parties have that experts say could really make a difference to people?
Well, there was one that seemed to be popular, and it speaks to the concern about vacant housing in this country. A recent report found that almost 10% of the housing market in Canada is sitting empty. We're talking about more than 1 million homes that are either temporarily occupied or left vacant. Now, the Liberals want to increase taxes slightly on homeowners who leave their properties sitting empty. But the bottom line, Donna, is that if you're a young voter hoping to get your foot on the housing ladder for the first time, this election is not expected to be a game changer for you.
All right, Jeff Semple, thank you.
You bet.